Are you thinking of hiking to Everest Base Camp soon, even this year, and you're not entirely sure what time of year to do it in? Then this video is going to answer all of your questions for you. Let's go! Thanks for tuning in, long distance hikers and world travellers. I'm Russell Hepton. Welcome to the Trail Hunter, bringing you the best tips and inspiration for hiking around the world. Okay, so I went to Everest Base Camp last year and I did my trek in the month of October through to November. The reason why I went at this time of year is because it's the best weather, there's no snow, it's the clearest views, it's much warmer at lower elevations, and there's less ice up at base camp. One of the cons is that it's high season, so it's more expensive and there's more people. There's less room in the tea houses, there's lots of stopping for queuing, and there's nobody at base camp camping there preparing to go for the summit, so you don't get to meet people doing that. You can do this trek, however, all year round. It just depends on what type of trek you're looking for and your experience level. So what I want to do now is just go over all of the seasons throughout the year and what months between of which that is, and show you the pros and cons of each. So let's start with winter, which is between December and February. The pros about going at this time of year is that there's going to be less people, it's much cheaper, there's clear sky, and there's going to be good views if you're lucky. The cons is that it's going to be extremely cold at night. I mean, I was there in the autumn and it was already dipping down to -20 and my toes felt like they were going to fall off. It is that cold. It's also going to be much more chilly in the day. So therefore you're going to need to pack more clothes, you're going to have a heavier backpack, and you're possibly going to need some boots with crampons as opposed to wearing a hiking shoe or trail runner. So that's going to add more weight to your pack as well. So yeah, depending on your experience level, you might be an expert and love hiking when there's hardly anybody there, and you're very used to hiking in those conditions. So yeah, by all means, hike in the winter. For me, it was my first time, so I thought I'd go in the high season. So the next season is spring, which is between March and May. You're definitely going to get good weather, clear skies and great views. It's warm in the day and at lower elevations. There's less ice at base camp, and people will actually be preparing to go to Everest summit at base camp. So you'll get to have a mooch around there and ask people questions and see how they're getting set up for their trek, which is something that I missed on my trek. I really wish someone was there that was going up to the summit for me to chat to, but there wasn't in the autumn, sadly. Okay, so the cons of going in the spring is that it's going to be incredibly busy, especially because there's people heading up to Everest Base Camp. There's going to be a lot more people, a lot more trains of donkeys bringing supplies up to base camp. There's going to be a lot more people getting helivaced out of there. It's just going to be a very busy time to go. However, it won't be as busy as the autumn. It's going to be more expensive, there will be less rooms in tea houses, and again, there will be lots of stopping for queuing. So the final season is summer, which is between June and mid-September. So the pros of going in the summer is it's going to be less people, less busy, it's going to be a lot cheaper, and also there's going to be a lot of wild flowers growing in the Khumbu Valley. When I went on my trek to Everest Base Camp in the autumn, there was literally no life around. It was so barren up there, but I can imagine when it's summer and a bit warmer and all the ice has melted, then you're going to get a lot more flora and fauna up there. And finally, the cons of going in the summer, and one of them is that it's going to be extremely wet. It's going to be cloudy and there's not going to be very good views. So if you don't like the wet and you're going there for the views, then I wouldn't suggest going in the summer at all. However, if you are going for the views in the summer and you're not too fussed about going to Everest Base Camp, you can actually trek to Upper Mustang, which is actually in the rain shadow of the mountain range. And because it's in the rain shadow, you're not going to get any clouds, you're going to get the hot weather without the wetness. However, it's a completely different trek to Everest Base Camp, I think, so it's worth checking it out. Okay guys, if you like this video, then hit that thumbs up. Again, I'm offering you the best tips, inspiration and advice for hiking around the world, so if you're new here, do consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching the Trail Hunter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.